Hello, welcome back to these videos, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to my life. And these videos, for that matter. Welcome back to these videos where I talk about things that probably nobody cares about, but I care about them, and that's what I care about. So, if you want to join me, that's great. Couple things. I'm standing up. I know. For some reason, I just wanted to stand today. I don't know. I felt a little uncomfortable. Also, as you can see, everything on this side of the room is a complete mess. It is what it is. It's a mess. That being said, I'm also wearing this shirt. I don't know how I feel about this shirt. And then one more thing is that I got a new camera. You might be able to tell from the quality of this video. It's pristine 4K video. It's crisp, and actually there's a reason that I got a new camera, and that kind of segues into what we're going to be talking about today, which is being a dependent person versus being an independent person. I think there's good to both, but there's also bad to both. There's good and bad, and you just got to weigh out the pros and cons. First of all, I'll just like to say I'm a very independent person, and I'll get to why this has something to do with the camera. For me personally, I err on the side of being very independent. I don't like to have any sort of reliance on anybody, and maybe that's a bad thing, but I just don't like to rely on anybody to do anything. Like, if I can't do something myself, then I feel anxious about it. So that being said, that brings me into why I bought this camera. I guess let me give you an example of something that's happened in my life recently, and it's not a bad thing. It just is, it's just a thing that happened. Some of you guys know that for the last year or so, I worked with my best friend Peter on all of my visual stuff for my music, and that was great, and he does a great job, and he's a fantastic visual artist and does all of those things really well. However, when I want something done a specific way because I'm such a control freak and such a independent person, it can tend to cause a little bit of stress on our relationship because, sometimes those things aren't done the way that I want, and then you get into creative arguments, not personal arguments, but creative arguments, which tend to have a little bit of an effect on the relationship. After this last promo that we did together, we decided to kind of ease out of doing the visual stuff together, at least for now. Who knows, we might do it again in the future, but it's okay because Peter knows, and I know, that I don't depend on him to do those things for me. I can do those things for myself if I need to. Now, all of that being said, sometimes it is good to be dependent on people when it's right. If I had depended too much on Peter and I couldn't get that stuff done without Peter, then it would have been a stressor on our relationship, and it might have made it feel like the only reason that I was friends with him was because of the visual stuff that he's doing for me, or whatever. It could have been that, it could have been something else, who knows? But it would have been a stressor, definitely, on our relationship. Okay, it's a bit dark in here. I'm gonna turn on a light real quick. Hold on. Anyways, okay. Well, it's brighter in here, so we're going to have to deal with that for now. So having a little bit of dependence on people is a good thing, and here's why. Sometimes you can't get through things yourself. When you are hurting, or when you are not doing well with your homework, or whatever, think of an example there. Sometimes you just have to rely on other people because at the end of the day, being an independent person has a lot of roots in distrust. If you teach yourself for too long to be an independent person, then you're going to have a pretty hard time trusting anybody else except for yourself. And that's a problem, obviously, because we all know that trust issues are not a healthy thing. You should be able to sometimes trust people to do things for you, sometimes trust people when you're down, sometimes trust people when you're up. Just in general, you need to learn how to trust people, and it's important because you can't always carry all of the weight yourself, and that's okay. Myself, I am still getting better at learning how to trust people the most. It takes a little bit of time, and I'm at the point where I'm learning, but still not the best. So at the end of the day, we should all just kind of have both and know when the right time to use it is. You don't want to put too much stress on your relationships, but also people are there to help you and to take care of you. And so we all got to learn this, you know? This is something that I'm trying to learn as well. All right, well, that's all I got to say on this topic. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know if it was that long or if it made any sense at all, but I hope that you enjoyed it regardless. I will say that I just put out a song, so if you want to listen to that, the link is in the description. You can go check that out. Would really appreciate it. Other than that, I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.
She's got the stick shift pushed up to the right with the brakes on.